Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for session 1 of Heaven on High, a City of Mist actual play for the Happy Jacks RPG network. To find all sessions of this game, please visit happyjacks.org/Heaven on High. And to find all the shows on the Happy Jacks network, please visit just happyjacks.org. I am Lloyd. I'll be intro GM. I just read the word intro GM and said I'll be your intro. I'm Lloyd. I'll be your GM for today, and I'm joined by 4 fabulous people. Let's go through them one by one. Start from what's from my side. Jacob.
Hi, I'm your intro player. My name is Joe, and I will be playing Jacob, and we'll find out which Jacob is later on today if you didn't watch session 0. Looking forward to it.
Then we'll jump on down to Holly.
Hi, my name is Rose. I'll be playing Holly Hart.
We'll kick awesomeness to go to Adam.
I am Mo Poplar. I'll be playing Adam tonight.
And last but definitely not least, we want to Priya.
Hello, I am Leanna, and tonight I will be playing Priya. Today, something like that. I will be playing Priya.
Just going to give everyone who's watching there a warning. We will be talking about things that may have to do with some form of drugs and also a little bit of information about kidnapping and things like that for today's game. We hope this isn't going to cause a problem, but I'm giving a content warning ahead of time to make sure it's right. Our lines, however, and our lines are child abuse, eye injuries, graphic gore, racism, sexual assault, suicide, and transphobia, and deliberate name mispronunciations. Those will not be coming up in our game. If something for the players, if something does come up, we have been using, other than lines and veils, we're using a X card, N card, and hand mechanic, which will be available on the Roll20 for you to use, which will pop up for me to see so I can move forward with it. Please do not feel like you should not be able to use this because we're on the stream. Whatever goes fine. If you have to use it, absolutely feel comfortable to use it there. Also, I have an open door policy. If during the game you are feeling uncomfortable, feel free to just close the window. We'll pause the game. We'll work it out. Don't worry about it. If you need to make sure you want to be safe, feel free to leave. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
All right. Let's go over a few things. We didn't name our city, so I named it for us. The name of the city we're going for is the nickname for it, which is High City. And that's spelled with an H-E-I-G-H, because we want to pretend that we're some form of smart punk and we didn't come up with that at the last second. Everybody cool with that?
That sounds great.
All right. Okay. Not nervous. It just looks like I'm nervous. I am a wash of confidence. Very important. Smooth, soothing confidence. The first shot we get is from the ground up. It starts from the alleyways within the city. You get the occasional cat moving across a few drain pipes, moving aside. The camera pans up slower and slower and slower. As we get higher from the streets and the alleyways and the dumpster cars, we can see outside in the end there is this rain and this like misty road ahead of us with neon signs advertising food and pharmacies and water and other places you go that require neon lights with names and things like that. The camera keeps running upwards and upwards and upwards until there's a final shot of the whole city laid out in front of you. in the darkness, in the mist. Neon is the color of the day. It is glowing up. It is fun, but it's also what feels to be sometimes a perpetual rain that is pouring down. The camera then flies through the city. We bend backwards and forwards through areas and peoples in their cars and everything else going through until we come to what looks like a very small road bridge over a very small river. The cars on both ends have stopped. In the rain, a woman is walking through. She's stepping step by step by step. And as she is moving forward, the rain that seems to be hitting everything else seems to be missing her. Her hair is still dry. Her clothes are still dry. Everything is still dry. She walks up towards the edge of the bridge and she looks down and she smiles. She reaches up and she grabs the top of her coat that she's wearing and she pulls it down to reveal she is naked underneath. Don't worry, camera stays on the legs and right behind, so it still takes full. Gotta keep that in mind. No boob shot, no even side boob. And as she looks down, this woman, her long brown hair flowing almost to her back, parts slightly for you to see a tattoo of what looks like two snakes moving into each other. Sort of kind of a snake, sort of two snakes sort of eating each other's tail that way. There it zooms directly on it, it zooms back to her. She smiles, she leaps, and she falls towards the water. With that done, we cut to a diner where the player characters are at. Music is playing, something 80s-tastic, but also 90s-tastic, so somewhere in between. So I know, like Sister Sledge or something halfway through. Yeah, we'll put something Sister Sledge in the background for that. And the diner is where our player characters will all be. The camera's going to zoom into you and see what you're doing, and then zoom away and pan away from you to the other characters. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up. Priya, what are you doing at the bar when we start?
I knew it was going to be
got
me.
all my sisters with me.
What am I doing at the bar? Can you tell me a little bit more about this diner? Is it like high end? Is it low end? Is it kind of what's the vibe?
Okay, so in my mind, this is one of those typical over-constructed American diners. You know how like movies, American diners have the round seats on the bar,
Yeah,
with the neon lights going across the side, and the waitress wearing the paper hat,
yeah.
holding the plate up there, no nonsense attitude. There's like a lady at the back who's chopping up vegetables, who will end your life if you talk crap. It's just like that, but it's more manufactured. It's not fully all in on the diner thing. It's clear that someone's gone out of the way to give the impression of that, to have the impression of an American diner, but doesn't really have the homegrownness an American diner that's been going on forever would have.
I see.
So you're saying it's a TGI Fridays?
So no, I'm not saying that. No one should be saying that. It's not what I'm saying. It's kind of there, but it's not quite. But it's okay. You know what? We'll take it. It's a TGI Fridays.
Okay. So it's not like the most dressiest of establishments. Priya is sitting at the bar. She is nursing a drink. She is dressed comfortably. She's not dressed to the nines, but she's dressed street stylish. She's got kind of a nice coat on. She's got a nice outfit on, very nice tailored outfit, so it all fits quite right. She's probably put her hair back in like a high ponytail. She's got some nice makeup on. Whenever she goes out, she has to be presentable. As all aspiring actresses should. She can't just walk out looking like anybody. And yeah, she's probably just relaxing at the bar, nursing a drink, probably waiting on some food. Seems like it's just like a treat yourself dinner type evening for her, I think, is what's going on.
All right, I like it. That's great. We'll pan away from you and then we'll zoom in to Holly Hart.
Holly Hart is sitting in a booth, not making eye contact with anyone, drinking black coffee.
Nice. Get away from you, grow under a table, and back up to get to Adam.
Adam is shuffling through papers, making connections, and kind of really into someone's tax returns.
Ooh, I like that. And the camera will pan over you like, was that what panel tilt over you and then it'll rotate once to stop on Jacob.
Jacob is holding a cup of coffee and a cup of water. He orders the same thing from the diner every night. It's coffee, a water, and he's waiting for his usual stack of pancakes. But he's kind of looking out the window in a middle distance stare, just looking at the mist and the neon. And we get like a Blade Runner-y shot of his reflection in the window, but the reflection in the window isn't a human face. It's the face of a wolf, highlighted in a neon purple.
A thunder strike runs through and it illuminates the room in like that pure whiteness just for a moment so everyone can see it, see themselves. And we see everyone else in the room as the white hits them basically to disappear except for you four. Only you four are highlighted, showing that you are in fact one of the awakened people of the town and you're not one of the sleepers, which is everyone else. And as it zooms out, does that and comes off, the camera will smooth up and then sit enough to see all of you and also see the front door as the front door opens up with a ding, 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 and a very young man, maybe like 16, teenager looking, 16, 17, pokes his head through the door and looks around. He comes in directly and one of the waitresses sort of like sees him and waves at him and he sort of like waves really awkwardly back, but he comes up and he's holding what looks for all intents and purposes like a dowsing rod, and he starts moving around. And as he does, who is sitting closest to the door?
Probably Holly. Like
Oh,
she came
right.
in, took the first booth available.
So he sort of moves around and then he pauses on you, and as he pauses on you, the camera can see it sort of like wobbles a little. You see them nod their head and they put it into the shirt. No, they put it into their pocket and they walk up and they go, hi, can I speak to you?
Aren't you doing that already?
Yeah, I was. I am. Are you? Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm doing this. Are you special?
No, I'm tired. What do you need? Take a seat.
Oh, thank you. Sort of sit down, and I'm looking for someone in the diner who I need help.
Jacob pushes the water towards this person.
Oh,
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Take a breath.
And I sort of like put it down and take a deep breath and go. My sister has started dreaming and she needs someone to help her.
As
And
soon
what
as he
makes you
says
think
the word dreaming, Holly like goes from like just brooding over her coffee to like head snaps up and is actually paying attention now.
He has all of our he has at least half of our eyes.
yeah.
Everyone's sort of like,
He said the D word.
Yeah.
Jacob.
Hello?
He did. Priya's like still facing the bar, but like is very much like eavesdropping a little bit, you know.
I have instructions and I need to read them and I need to make sure I've got this right. And he's like, he goes to his pockets and he's like, starts picking up this, like, he goes and gets a piece of paper and sort of like opens it up and he's like, sorry, 1 second, I just gotta get this damn thing
Holly's
out.
gonna take the piece of paper.
You grab one and it's like halfway through and you can see it's like half of the speech. And when the part that you get, it basically, it says, seek the people in the diner. They are the only ones who are to help. You will know how to find them with what I've given you. Good luck. He's like, hey, give that back. I need to
Holly
read it
is
in order.
already reading it aloud.
It's like, okay, look, oh, this is so okay. I'm gonna go to the this one more time. My sister started dreaming. She says she's in danger. She says, I need to come to you and say exactly these words in this order, or you won't be able to find her. I need your help.
What's your name?
Samuel. Samuel Pinkston.
What's your sister's name?
Lynette. Look, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. But this, and he like takes it out. This was made by her, and she says I should go up, find the people who will be able to help me. It will ring, and I'll do it. And I went to you, and it rang, and I was in the diner, and I'm just doing what it says. I don't know what's going on.
Does anybody? I feel like I want to roll to see if he's telling the truth.
So that's an interesting you brought up there. What you're trying to do now is you're trying to find out more information about him while just looking at him. Am I correct?
And listening.
And listening. Okay. So in this case, I would say this sounds like you're going to make an investigate roll.
Okay.
Use everything that helps you out in figuring people out at this point. For those of you who don't know, in City of Mist, you roll 2d6, like powered by the apocalypse. 6 below, yeah, life sucks. 7 to 9, kind of get what you want. 10 above, wow! What matters, though, in this game is that the additions you add are the things for something you have called theme books. So, this is our first time focusing the theme book. Adam, tell us who you are and what your theme books are, and then tell us what you're using.
I am. So, when you say who I am, are you asking who my mythos is?
Yeah, the mythos, like who your character is, your mythos is, and that. Imagine
Okay.
like this is the first time in a video game that your character sheet has popped up
Yes.
for them to see what you're picking. So that's what they're seeing. So what do they see?
My mythos is Frankenstein, and my mission is to stop the Frankenstein. And I'm a minor celebrity because people know that I seek the truth.
Nice. And with that done, let's see, what are you going to use for your investigate roll?
I don't know that I have great stuff, but
Sometimes just roll 2d6 and hope for the best.
yeah. I have a fair and honest reputation, and I am a source of authority.
I don't think that will help you figure out if he's
Yeah.
lying, but I think it'll definitely help you for the roll. Give me the roll anyway, with those two.
So,
So you tick the box to the right for
okay.
both of those, and then once you tick them both, you scroll up to the top.
Yep.
And then you click investigate, and it'll make the roll for you, and it'll even tell you exactly what you get from that. So you rolled an 8, which
Rolled an
means that you get to ask, and you have power of 2 because you use 2 of your tags. So you get to ask me 2 questions about the subject of investigation, or you can ask the player a relevant question, but you get to ask me 2 questions. However, I get to choose one of the following for your answers: that your investigation either exposes you to danger, the clues are fuzzy or incomplete, or whoever and whatever is there gets to ask you a question.
Mm.
And you have to answer as well.
So my first question is, does he
Mhm.
mean us danger?
You look at him, and there is something about his demeanor that shows this is someone who has reached a point of desperation. He is going by a point that he doesn't fully understand. He doesn't really get why this is happening or what he's doing here, and he's terrified about it. And he doesn't mean you danger, but at the sign of danger, homie's about to cut and run if he has to. He doesn't want to be here. He's not okay with it. He's not down. You definitely get that. He looks over at you. Will you put him in danger by your actions?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You have one more question. You don't have to ask it now. You can save it for later.
Is his sister in danger?
Is this what?
Is his sister in danger?
Look at him. Possibly. He seems to think so, but is his sister really in danger? Who knows? He continues to talk and he goes, my sister's Lynette. She was a tattoo artist and she's gone missing. And I don't know where she is.
Holly's gonna like take the rest of his papers
Mhm.
now that she has just the full sheet.
So it says, if you want to take a look, it says,
Mhm.
Samuel, if you're reading this, something has gone wrong. I don't know what, I don't know where, but I do know the why, and I do know who can help. I would like you to go to this specific location and find someone who tunes for it. And then the page comes up where you're like, once you get to the diner and find someone to tune it, these people will help you. Good luck.
And Holly's just gonna fold them back up and go, okay, how can we help? And hand them back.
Takes him, he seems like, he sort of looks at you and he's sort of like, so you can help.
We'll try.
We have to know what the problem is.
My sister's a tattoo artist. She makes tattoos as requested for people who ask for it. Over the last 3 to 4 months, her tattoos have changed. They're not really what they used to be. She started trying out new designs and it's really boosted her up as an artist. She's been invited to galleries, to shows, to things, and people are really loving her work. And I don't really know why, but she always leaves me a letter every time she goes out, and she tells me not to open it unless I don't hear from her for 3 days. It's been 3 days. I haven't heard from her.
Where do you think your sister is?
I don't know, but the words on here say that I need to tell you that she is a dreamer. I don't understand what that means. I don't know why this vibrates when it's next to you. I don't know any of that. I'm just following my sister's orders because that's how I've always done things.
You don't need to know, but I'll tell you this. It means your sister's in danger. Now,
Okay.
obviously, you wouldn't be here unless you thought it was a serious situation, but that tells you, yeah, this is real and dangerous.
All right.
Where was your sister last seen?
She has an art gallery for her
Where?
work. And then he gives an address because I'm not giving addresses here. So he basically goes steady, what's called Steady Lane. There's a tattoo artist area, but it also serves as a gallery since she started getting more popular.
Do you have anything that belonged to your sister on you?
I have a picture, and he takes out a keychain, and you see the keychain has like a slot thing, and you push it up, and you see it's him and his sister. They're like in one of those booths where the face like projector, like
adorable.
and he's like, and she's like,
yeah.
And she's
for the
just
audio
long-
listeners, they're being goofy and adorable.
for podcast listeners, next time watch the video. She has long. I keep forgetting. I need to remember to describe things. She has long, flowing hair, like long brown hair, and she like ties a nice little bun on the side. Her features are very, very like sharp. Like she's like sharp cheek, sharp chin, sharp nose. Foundation will fix all of that. Don't worry about it. The one part is she looks great.
Is the note handwritten?
The note is handwritten, yes.
Holly is going to grab the note back again and hand it to Jacob.
Yeah.
We're going to hold on to this.
Yep. Jacob is going to take a sniff.
Ooh.
And see if he can pick up a scent.
Holly's just going to like look at him and be like, why you got to be weird? Why you got to why you got to be weird in front of the normies?
Yeah.
It's just like I handed it to you. Now you're making me an accessory to this.
Yeah. I would like to investigate by using the wolf's nose.
All right. Sounds like you're making an investigate roll. Give me that
Uh-huh.
investigate roll. Now, when you make your die, you put it all together when you're doing all of that. You can also choose to pick a weakness tag. When you pick a weakness tag, after you make the roll, you get to tick attention to any of your abilities on that side. That's how you level up your themes.
Okay.
Intriguing.
Tell me what you get.
All right. And
what it
here we
takes.
go. I just want to see if there's any weaknesses. I want to let's go ahead and invoke one of my weaknesses just for funsies.
Just
and
for the
then,
lulz.
And then let's investigate. Here we go.
All right. So currently,
Ooh.
wow, yes, that's a great roll. Beautiful. So for those you know, that was a 6, which usually means that the MC, can invoke one of my MC moves. You take it and you take a good whiff, and so like lift it up, and a scent comes to you. It's a weird like tinkling of like olives and orchards and green and grass, and it just feels so lively and so nice. And you take a good quick buff about it, and you feel kind of nice, and you feel so good you actually have to sit down. It's almost intoxicating how good it feels. You actually have to blink a little to like wipe it out of your eyes to sort of keep it going. You weren't expecting such a strong earthy smell from something like this. Give yourself a status.
Okay.
You have tracking cards at the very bottom. Give yourself status of overwhelmed at level 2.
Level 2. Okay. And
that is the status you got. It's hit your nose and it's absolutely surrounded you, and it's kind of a little bit strong, but you've got it there. Also, don't forget to mark attention.
Okay.
It's a weird, it's still lingering even now as you speak. And Samuel's like, what is he doing? What is he doing?
It's not important.
Strong.
It's the thing.
Very
it's
strong.
the thing he does.
Oh, okay.
He's good at finding people.
Yeah. If you head down there, just get to Smith Gallery. That's where everything is. I have a landline you could call. I'll be home waiting.
Okay.
Can you
also,
call
just
us?
in case y'all didn't know, each and every one of you already know each other. You are a group. You've worked together. You were saying that?
Call us. What's his name?
Samuel. Samuel Smith, he says.
Hey, Samuel. Call us when you wake up. Just check in.
All right. Do you need anything else? I got money. I brought some, and like they pull out like what looks like a rolled up wad of cash.
Holly's gonna immediately push his hand back.
Yeah, this might be the time when I push it away and somebody else takes it, and this is the thing we do.
I just point out, Priya, you're kind of broke.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, the money does look quite nice, but
kind of broke though. You get me? Being an actress is no job though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not really a steady gig and all. Priya just kind of like makes eyes at Rose, and it's just like
you might just need to hold that. We'll probably give it back.
Like what about a deposit?
Someone's like, I could do a deposit. Or he starts taking like notes and gets like half of them over.
And Priya will just kind of tuck some of this away and go, "Thank you so much, much appreciated."
No problem. I'll call. How do I call you? Where do I call you? What number do you have?
You can call me, and she'll give him her number.
No, but all right. Thank you,
young man with money.
Hi,
sugar daddy.
How's it going? You know who I am. All right. So she's like, all right. He's like, all right. He's like, he gets up and he goes, okay, I'll call you first thing tomorrow morning, and that's how it's going. And he heads out. It is about the evening time at this point because now it's perfect for the sun to set, give us that night look of the city. So very important. And you have your first quest. You have to find Lynette Smith. Good luck.
Holly's I forgot to mention what Holly looked like. She is wearing a gray, just kind of pulled up, hood up. Her hair looks kind of honestly a little greasy, blonde, pulled back, just out of her face. If you've ever seen a nurse at the end of a long shift, that is exactly what she looks like, because that's exactly who she is. As he leaves, Holly's gonna like stretch her arm out like on the booth and rest her hand on the guitar case that's been sitting next to her. And like as soon as her hand touches it, there is this noticeable shift in her demeanor and her kind of bearing. Like the bags under her eyes don't look quite as heavy and her eyes look sharper, and like just she seems somehow healthier. And as she kind of looks at it, she also looks more awake and goes, okay, where are we going to start?
Now, I would just like you all to know this is an investigation part of the game, so feel free to go through. There are no wrong turns you can take. You are mythos and fables and awakened people. The paths will cross regardless of how you go there. The question just is how you intend to take that step forward. Don't worry about getting things wrong. We all get things wrong, and there's always another secret. Just feel confident that no matter how bad you go, I will not lead you astray, unless I really, really, really want to.
One of us should channel for a dream, because if she's dreaming, we can be there.
That is a thing you could do, although it might help to find more information about her first, because currently all you know is her name is Lynette Smith. She works in a gallery, and you have a picture. Which, like, I guess for Mage the Awakening, that's all you need. But for City of Mist, you gotta pick up a bit more. You gotta connect. There might be a lot of Lynettes out there, and Smith is not a very common name.
Why don't we
check
head
out
to the gallery?
Gallery, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get a better scent there. Something she's touched more recently.
All right. We will cut to you all arriving outside the gallery. What is your method of travel to get there? Car, walking, bus?
Oh, I imagine there's like San Francisco like trams to get through the city.
Cable cars.
Cable cars.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will write that up.
Love it.
City has
Have they
cars.
started to become automated?
Yes, actually.
the
Yes.
drivers. Yeah. There are less human drivers now because technology.
Well, it's a bit more complicated. So the cable cars, the problem with cable cars is that they all go in one direction. So there is a grid that travels through. So you need to travel up one side and then across the other.
Backtrack, got it.
And all they do is travel back and forth on their line. So they don't need a driver. The city is a perfectly straight line back and forth. The whole city is grid based, like it would be in America. For you non-American viewers, America has a grid thing. It's really weird. I don't get it. It's how the cities work. And the trams move along it in a perfectly fine situation. So they don't need an extra driver. They just need you to get on and take these metal seats that are very uncomfortable, but they're the best you've got for the seats that you have. The good news about them is that there's no graffiti on the walls on the trams. Everything is incredibly crisp and clean. There's very, very little like nonsense on the walls. There's still litter, but clean as it's gonna get.
As soon as they step on the tram, Holly's smoking. Just like there's no driver to yell at her.
Mm-hmm.
There is like there will be like an old lady that sits next to you and is like,
she'll blow the smoke away from the old lady. Not a monster.
She takes her purse and she's like,
Priya sits next to the old lady so that they're both downwind of the smoke. I don't have a problem with it. I just it's a fur coat. It's a fur coat.
Holly like turns away, like shakes her head, and then when she goes to exhale, turns back and aims it at Priya.
Ah, you bitch! She like pulls out this tiny violet perfume and she's like dabbing it on the coat. Like, come on! It's not like I have that much money, and I spent all of my money on this lovely coat. Please play nice.
That seems like a brilliant idea, Priya. Congratulations.
Listen, I have to look the part. It's not a good
We
idea.
cut-
I know that too, but I have to look the part. It's important. If you don't look the part in life, how can you look the part at work?
We cut to you driving up.
Before we
Adam
cut,
had a
Mo,
thing.
go on in.
while this scene is playing out, I
Mhm.
go sit next to a young man with a skateboard,
All right, yeah,
And,
Trudy, just going to show this because I don't know why.
and I don't look at him, but we have a conversation, and he doesn't look at me. And it is if nobody wants to hear, nobody hears what we're talking about.
Okay, all right.
He gets off before we do, and
And he-
I just start flipping through tax forms.
Would you
Jacob
like to
hears.
tell the go on? Jake. Oh yeah, Jacob hears.
Yeah.
Okay.
Priya's like,
Um,
I want to hear.
I want to hear.
What's up? What's going
So,
on? Give me the plot.
As part of my crusade against the occult alchemy, I have
Mhm.
a whisper network, and I check his name, check this young lady's name with this young man, and he's one of my leads. You know,
Nice,
he
nice,
is
nice,
often
nice.
places he doesn't belong. At times he's not
Nice,
supposed to be
nice.
there, and he doesn't look out of place doing it. And
Nice,
so,
nice.
At another point, I will make a roll, and he will be my whisper network.
Ooh.
Deal. I'll keep that in mind. Right, let's save that for later. Meanwhile, we cut to the tram parking directly out in front of Smith Gallery. Smith Gallery is located next to the Smith Tattoo Artist shop, and it's on the corner. It's like a corner shop, so the windows go both ways. And inside, you can see that there are paintings that have been laid on the inside. The lights are on. It looks like it's fairly open. And welcome to the public. And however, the tattoo parlor to the left of it is closed. The shutters are down. The sun has set at this point, so it's nighttime. There isn't any neon on the sign of Smith Gallery, but there is a very colorful painted sign at the top to show it.
Is it closed for the day, or is it not open yet?
The tattoo parlor is closed probably for the day. Smith's Gallery is still open. And not only is it open, there are people walking inside looking around.
I'd like to go in. Should we go in?
Holly really doesn't want to, and is eyeing that closed tattoo parlor as a much more
All right.
interesting option.
Nice,
Jacob
nice.
is looking very intently at the tattoo shop, and notices Holly looking in the same direction.
Do you
Okay.
guys need a distraction?
Or do you need to split up?
Both. Holly's just gonna do the like tap the nose, point at Adam and Priya, point at the gallery, and then head for the tattoo shop.
All right.
Priya like fluffs up her coat. She's like, "This is why I wore the coat," and she's like walking away.
Holly flicks like the stub of her cigarette at Priya.
She blows you a kiss. She absolutely adores you.
So
love
on our way over, without looking at you, Priya, I say, so do you want to be famous, or should I be important?
I can be famous. I mean, I kind of am, right? I mean, I did land that commercial the other week. Does that make me famous?
The audience can't see this, but I'm shaking my head rigorously.
Well, Priya thinks she's famous, so
Absolutely. You know how to take the eyes in the room and put them on you.
I do.
You have it.
I do have it. I have the star factor. Or so she
So,
thinks.
I go in and I fade into the background, and
Mhm.
I say, "Is that lady Priya?"
Oh gosh, I didn't expect to be recognized here.
And I say it loud enough for people to notice and
All right.
be curious.
Oh,
Okay, so that sounds to me like you two are changing the game. So changing the game is you don't actually go into the cartridge and take it out. I mean, I wish that's how it worked. Changing the game, what it does is you basically create all intents and purposes a tag on the area that you are in. And it could be a scene tag, it could be an area tag. Either way, you are creating something to change the situation you're in to make it fit. In this case, it is, oh God, look at her, she's Priya.
So my goal is to essentially assist in any role she wants to make to
All
change the
right.
game.
Okay.
So remember one that you have your hurt or your help point. You can spend that to give them a +1 to the roll. But
Is
Priya,
that the only
need
way I can do
you-
it?
That is one of the ways you can do it. Other ways are available. Come back to you in a minute. But first, Priya, why don't you tell us what your playbook is so people know? But once again, like whoop, the screen opens to the side. We get Priya, character sheet, everything else, and then you're selecting what you need to, so the audience can see. So the audience sees what you are. Who are you, Priya?
Priya, in terms of my mythos, Priya is a aspiring wannabe actress. She thinks she's pretty great. Her mythos, on the other hand, is a vengeful spirit called Shanti, who was a very successful actress, and who is a little bit upset about people who are rude to people who are innocent. So the vengeful side, however, is not quite here at the moment. We are mostly dealing with Priya putting on her best little persona performance. Does that work?
I like it. I like it. I
Yay.
like it. All right. That works for me. So roll change the game,
Okay.
and you are basically going to give yourself an advantage. And depending on how many ticks you get, that's how much power you have for it. And you can spend it on the chart that will come up on there. But
I
I'll
see.
wait for you to roll.
Oh, I needed to tick the things first.
Mm-hmm.
My bad. Okay.
It's all good, baby. I got you.
And so, for example, I'm thinking I want to roll with personality. So
I like it. I like it.
because she's wearing the perfect outfit. She thinks she's a celebrity.
That's fair.
And
Okay, I think that's fair too.
And a beautiful smile.
I'm not gonna give you a beautiful smile because your smile is less about what it is and more about who you are. So
Okay.
Bruce Brown cannot come into that play.
Okay, fair enough. Would the weakness tag memorable face apply here?
I don't think so because you want people to recognize you. So I don't
Yeah.
think it'll count as a weakness tag in this case.
Okay. So just the two then, celebrity and the perfect outfit.
You can also use any other theme book if it applies. You don't
Oh.
including your crew theme, the Dreamers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch each other's back because we are.
I'll give it to you because more specifically it's helping you out.
And they're creating a distraction.
Okay. Cool. Let's take those, and now I hit change the game.
Yep.
Okay. There we go.
Oh, that is a 12. So first up, you can either create a story tag in the room. You can burn another power story tag within the room.
Okay.
You can give or reduce a status to people. You can scale up the effect, but it'll cost you some for that. You can scale it up and make it even more powerful. You can prolong it, you can hide it, or you can just tell me what you want to do and I'll just pick what it could be on the list.
Okay. I think what would be best is creating a tag in this room.
All right. What's the tag gonna be?
Would you say so? What would be a good tag here?
It's Priya. Hello, Priya.
Center of attention.
Center of attention. That's
Yes,
exactly what I was
yes.
thinking. Okay, center of
Center of
attention.
attention. Center of attention. Got it. I don't know why everything's a song today. I'm sorry.
That's entirely my character concept.
I always go that extra mile for Priya. All right, carry on.
Okay.
So we've got center of attention. You can scale up the effect so more people get it. for another one.
Okay.
And you can also prolong the effect so it runs throughout the night.
Do we? Can I ask my teammates?
I guess. Fine.
do
Go
we
on,
want
everyone.
prolonged effects, or do we want more people?
I mean, you get both. You rolled enough to get both.
Yeah,
I'll take
do
both.
both.
I'll take both.
Okay,
then.
all
no, those
right.
No
dice.
problem. We'll take it. We'll take it
Okay.
all.
Okay, so we're gonna cut to the scene, right? Everyone's in the gallery talking around, and you're outside getting ready. And Mo, aka Adam, is like, "Oh, is that Priya?" At which point, the entire camera scene set changes. We've had the dark noir lighting for everything, but now we have that Bollywood style,
It's all bright and colorful around
bright and
her.
colorful. As you walk into the room with your coat, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, who is that? Who is that? Oh my god, who is that?" Everyone watching you walk in, and you're a little bit like, "Okay, maybe I would have been too far with this," but you're just owning the room as you step out. We're like, "Oh my god, who is she?"
She just kind of gives a couple people like this little shy smile, and she's like, "Oh
Shy
gosh!"
smile.
Like,
Adam's probably like,
hi.
"Wait, all I said was it's Priya. What the hell?" People are loving it. Sometimes like, "I saw your commercial last weekend. It was fabulous." In the
"Oh
back.
my
Call me-
goodness, thank you."
Absolutely. Call me later. It's fine. And
Ah.
you walk through the area. So while this is going on, I know I want to do the plot bit, but I feel like I need to see what the other two are doing because the camera is too busy making you look good. Jacob, Rose, what's up with you? There's a distract. Everyone is looking at the gallery. Don't worry about anyone looking here.
So the camera completely changes. So it's this like brightly lit, almost like Vaseline on the lens, like just soft filter, indoor, beautiful, and it cuts to you outdoor. Holly's got her arms under her armpits.
It's raining.
It's raining. You can see her breath, and she's standing next to the door going, "Can you pick this, or do I need to break it?"
I guess I can huff and puff. Jacob is going to try the door and assess how locked it is.
It's one of those pull-up ones to start with.
Okay.
So
Or
you
like a
get to
gate?
that bit and you pull up, and the gate opens up enough for you to sneak your head under. But afterwards, there's a glass door that you do have to like try and get yourself to. Once you go through, it is in fact locked.
Okay. Jacob is not great at picking doors, but he's great at knocking doors down. He's going to try to subtly break only the lock part of the door.
Okay, okay. So like, I'm trying to like force it down a little bit, just a little push. I can respect that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you roll for that. I think you can just
Okay.
do it automatically because the problem isn't going to be that's not going to be the issue of the scene. You reach in and you put your hand in your bam, you just sort of like, you growl a little under your breath, just so we know the wolf is coming out because the audience needs to see that. And then you sort of shoulder it and it opens a little and you're in. It's dark in here, but the light from the neon outside does give it a bit of illumination. As you both step in, you can see there is what looks like a reception area at the very front with images on the wall of various tattoos. What would you like to do?
Jacob pulls out a notepad. He goes into his day job mode, which is he's a claims investigator. And he just kind of surveys and he's sniffing and taking in the details. I think maybe we zoom in a little bit onto his face and we kind of see like almost like a Sherlock Holmes mode where he's like scanning the room and taking in details. Yeah.
All right. I would say it's time for that investigate roll.
Let's do it. Okay, let me click my... This time I'm going to try not invoking a weakness.
Hey, what? I mean, all you did was get one overwhelmed last time. It's not affecting you now.
Yeah. Let's give the audience a little taste of what Jacob
Did
can
we do your card? I don't think we did your card either.
No,
all right.
No, we don't. We haven't done my card yet.
So once again, you're like, let's investigate. You pull out your pen. The camera pans to the right. We get your opening up, your theme. Tell us what your theme is.
Jacob is the big bad wolf. He's also a daytime claims investigator for an insurance company for the city. Which one's more important? We'll find out.
All right. In that case, now give me the investigation roll. What are you taking?
I did. I got a great success.
Oh, okay. I would have said that you wouldn't be able to use I smell your lies and guilt due to your overwhelmed senses, but it doesn't matter.
I forgot to unclick that. That was my fault. That was from the previous rule. Sorry about that.
All right. You can ask me 2 questions about the tattoo parlor.
Is there any indication that Lynette left of her own accord? Like, did she pack things up and did she leave, or does it seem like she actually went missing? I'm looking for clues, like things she might have left behind or anything like that.
You stare at everything going around and you're sort of trying to keep an idea of what the area would be and how it would look like, and sort of like have some kind of clue as to where things are going. And you're staring around looking for something in the main area in the tattoo parlor, and you sort of keep wandering back and forth, and you go up to what looks like a door that leads to the main room where the actual like table would be, where she would do her work. You open it up and you look in, and you can see once again there is a set of pictures of tattoo examples laid up on the wall again. You're about to go nod yourself and turn around when you pause and you look back at it and you look at the pattern. There's a moment where the reason you turn back, you're like, something didn't seem right to your eyes. Like something just seemed a little bit off for a second. And you sort of like turn your head a little. And as you look at the pattern on the wall, you can see it's a series of black and white and black and white and black and white, but it's black, 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 white, black, black, white, black, white, black, black, white, black, white. You realize that you're looking at code. There's code written on the wall.
I'm going to point that out to Holly and just explain what you just said so we don't have to say it again. But in a cool
Holly just kind of
voice.
Just kind of nods and is looking around. Mostly she's looking at the different tattoo designs, and like if they're like drawing on the walls, she's kind of like setting her hands against them, and you see the kind of pale blonde hair that she has tied back like subtly shift to blue as she's kind of looking at these like different designs. And as soon as Jacob kind of mentions that, she starts kind of looking around to see, is there any kind of, is the pattern like, is there anything she can immediately tell from the code, or is that something that you need a little bit more technical know-how to understand?
No, you look at it, and when they say it's code, if you were to count the dots, the black as lines and the black as dots and the white as lines, it's Morse code.
Okay.
And
what does it say?
You sit down and you're like, do you know Morse code?
I don't think Hollywood. Hollywood. Anyways, I cracked myself up.
I think this would be something out of all of you, most likely Adam would know Morse code. This would be something that you'd probably have to show Adam.
Okay. In the meantime, what are the tattoo designs of? Is there a theme?
Fantastic, you asked. Jacob, don't forget you got 2 more questions.
Yep.
Rose, you look at the tattoo designs and not looking, just see in the other room, you notice there are 3 shifts in the designs. At first, you get what looks like the name designs over and over and over. Like people writing their names, people writing like stop signs, what you would consider normal natural designs. They're usually small, they're placed on there, and a lot of the designs that are available are like essentially stuck on in like places that are not connected.
Okay.
And at first, I got a bit to go through. They're all like disconnected. But as you're looking to the catalog and you're noticing that the fewer stuff, you start noticing a few things like colors are being added every now and then. styles are being changed every now and then. Eventually, as you're going along, you start to see that now it becomes more fruitful. It starts to merge. It starts to mix up. Like older tattoos get increased and bettered, and everything looks so much better going further down. It wasn't like an instant. It was gradual, but as it went down, the tattoos got better and better and better and better. More full body designs, more stylings, more everything.
What's the very last design she made?
The very last design she made at the very, very end is what looks like someone's back, and it's two snakes eating each other.
Holly's just gonna take the thumbtacks out and take that photo with her.
Nice. As you take that photo out, Jacob, do you have any more questions before I do something and then jump back to the party?
Sure. I want to ascertain, is there anything about Holly's artwork lately that indicates she got scared off and she was afraid of something, or something was after her? Is there anything embedded in like the artwork? I'm trying to get a sense of where her mindset was at before she went missing.
So you are looking on there to like figure out something from her mind, or some kind of work out something, because like if they definitely left a code, there must be some other things going on. There's something you notice about the later patterns as you're looking through. It takes you a while, but you realize that the last 5 patterns are all the same person. It's the same. You don't see their face, but it's the same long brown-haired person on each and every single one. And each of the tattoos are on a different part of the body. There's one on the arm. There's one arm, one leg, back, and chest. But just now, so you don't see the boobs. Like right there.
Okay. And the person is not Lynette, right? Because we have a photo of Lynette.
You can't be sure they have the same hair color. They also have the long hair. It could be, but it's weird.
It's not right.
It's not obvious, not from what you see.
I can't rule that out. Okay.
Yeah, you can't rule that out.
Okay. Holly's gonna turn to Jacob and kind of like look at the back tattoo and kind of go, if this is hers, like if she made that tattoo, who performed it? Because if that's her body that it's tattooed on, she can't tattoo her own back.
Unless she was working on someone else.
Could be, but these look similar.
There is a resemblance.
Ding, 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 ding.
Is that the door opening?
Yeah, it's a door closing behind you.
Holly is going to shrug her backpack off with the guitar and drop it to the floor and kick the case open.
All right. And when you kick it, do you grab what's inside?
I was gonna wait for whatever the next dramatic thing to happen was.
All right, cool. There's a torch that is flashing around the room.
Yeah, she ducks to the ground and all right, we're gonna go full magical girl, and she grabs the neck of the guitar and the hand wraps around, and you just see black like leather gloves with the spiked knuckles kind of just appear around
nice.
And then the camera pulls up, and she is wearing, instead of her hoodie, she is wearing a vest with a tank top underneath. The shoulders are spiked. Her hair is in the process of like aligning itself. You can actually see it move from out of the ponytail into this blue mohawk of spikes. And she is like grabbing the guitar out of the case, pulling it up like a weapon, and like stepping back behind like the doorway, like just out of sight, and just holding the guitar right there.
All right, so you're like ready to go. You're like gonna swing. And what are you doing, Jacob?
Jacob pulls out his badge that says he's an insurance investigator. And just to get in contrast to Holly's transformation, it's just like I'm with the
Hi.
city. This business is registered. I'm here to make sure that there isn't some foul play. Might be an insurance issue.
So the problem, right, is as you're about to say this, I gotta give Rose some credit because Rose will see behind the light before that, and you notice the person that's coming in does have a gun in their hand.
Okay.
So I want to know if Rose is gonna act before you start going, I'm here for insurance.
No, as he's saying that, like the person's coming in the door, and like I see the gun come through the door first, and it's just, oh, drop the axe.
All right, I gotta chop, or I gotta knock them out.
They haven't started shooting yet, so they get to keep
No,
the
they
hand.
haven't. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
first. All right. In which case, Rose, pop, character sheet, select. What do we see?
So as you see like the axe come up, there's this freeze frame, and you get your Scott Pilgrim-esque character stat screen.
Yeah.
And it is Holly Hart, and there's the two pictures. There's her, which is exhausted looking nurse, and then there's her right now, which is maniacal looking punk rocker. And her mythos is the soul of punk rock.
I love it.
What were the other details? Did you want me to go over like theme books at all or anything like that?
Nah, just that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Everything else we'll find out in fiction, so keep going.
Yeah, so as that happens, you see her grip kind of tighten around the guitar, and then there's this like blue electricity that goes through it, and then you see her like bring the axe down, and the axe starts coming down. The axe is a guitar, I should always clarify. The axe is a guitar. It does have a blade on the edge, and as it's coming down, it starts edge down, and then she reminds herself to twist it so it's coming down flat-sided. There is this just, it goes from a hum to like a whang as the guitar kind of apropos of nothing makes this just cacophonous noise as she brings it down at the person holding a gun.
I love it. Give me the roll. You are, in this case, you are hitting them with everything you've got. They don't know you're there. So they're coming by surprise.
I'm gonna tag violence and volume. I think I'm gonna tag, would against authority apply?
Not in this case, no.
Yeah, I don't know who it is yet.
Against.
I will say Hellraiser, because I'm just immediately getting into a fight.
I think that's fair.
And I think Sonic Slice
all right.
would apply. And
now, here's the question. Would you like to apply a weakness tag?
I'm gonna tag Bloodthirsty.
Okay. You do realize that if you tag Bloodthirsty, I'm going to roll that into the roll, right?
Yeah. If this goes badly, she's going to hurt this person more than she should.
All right, go for it.
So that's gonna be hit with all you've got. Or sorry, it's Bloodlust.
Bloodlust, but you're clicking hit with all you've got for the move.
So I'm gonna hit that. And that is a 12.
Okay, so pick 2 from the list. You can take cover of secure position so they can't hit you back. You can get them real good. You can get more. You don't need to get more. There's only one of them. You can control the collateral damage, which is very important. You can hold the attention, and you can gain the upper hand.
I think I'm going to control the collateral damage, and I'm going to keep them from hitting me back.
All right. So the axe comes down, you twist it, and you hit Romans. And as you hit, you can hear something break in your arm, and they scream as they drop the gun and the light. They hit the ground, and they scramble back, and they continue to scream. The scream is definitely loud enough to attract people nearby if you don't find a way to keep them quiet. Just double check. You did it, and you got superior. Did you get superior so they can't hit you back, right?
I'm sorry?
You picked it so they can't hit you back?
Yes, that was what
I will let you knock them out so that no one can hear the scream if you want.
Well, so I was mainly planning on just knocking the gun out of their hand rather
Mhm.
than drastically injuring them.
Which is fair until you take the bloodlust.
That's fair. No, that's fair. No, I think that's definitely the axe kind of getting the better of her. And I think Holly is going to I had thought about having something like Hippocratic Oath as my weakness for being a nurse, and having that get me in trouble
In a
for
way.
about being about to bludgeon this poor person. Well, I was planning on the arc of Holly kind of losing control and getting too violent to take longer, but you know what? We're here. Holly's gonna hit him over the head.
All right.
So they are out.
They're out. They
Sorry.
fall out.
Thunk.
You all look around. You're pretty sure no one heard that? We'll cut away from you as you look down and see a young man, and maybe his like 16, 17 years old.
Shit, did I just... God damn it.
And yes, you have in fact broken Samuel's hand. So we cut away
Incredible.
from you, and we cut to the gallery. It's Priya. Everyone is all over you, Priya. Like Adam, you're like trying to be like, oh, by the way, I'm a famous rapper. Like, that's great, that's interesting. Anyway, Priya, what is up? I saw your commercial. People are it's almost magical how comfortable it is to get into the state where you can just look around and people recognize you, and it feels so homely. In fact, it feels perfect. It feels like it's right. I feel like this is a really good place where you can really understand what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
I am willing to think that that is enough worth that, although we haven't done it and you haven't found any answers, I feel like that is enough to tick one of the attentions on your Queen of Hearts.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Because it's reinvigorated that you are admirable, you are beautiful, and people want to hang out with you. I think it's affirming that identity.
Yes.
You are moving about. What would you two like to do in this scene?
Is there anything that we can ascertain while we're at this gallery? Like, I know that we're a distraction, but is there anything related to the person that we're looking for that maybe is also here?
All right. So the main thing you see is that on these walls laid about are all images of basically people with tattoos, and their tattoos being shown off. Everything is done on a tattoo version. In fact, at the very front, there is a man who is completely naked. Don't worry, the camera doesn't go down to the genitals. Who is laid across what looks like a tattoo chair and is posed dramatically. I don't know why they're JoJo posing for the audience who can't see. The JoJo posing, and on their body, they're like head to toe in nothing but incredibly detailed, colorful tattoos all over.
I'll go check that out, and kind of wander over and be like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Can someone tell me about this? And see if there's anyone there who can tell me about.
Right. I think that role you made to change the game is gonna just get you past the investigation stage. Okay. So you go. Also, Adam, you are there too. You can do stuff. Keep that in mind. You are standing up there, sort of like trying to get some kind of like. Could anyone tell me? And this woman saunters on by. She's wearing a full-on suit with like a tie and everything, and her hair is like held up in a nice big bun at the very top. And she slides on over you, and she's like, why, hello. I hear that you are looking for some information about this fantastic art done by a very young but very prestigious artist.
Yes, please tell me more.
I would be more than happy to. I didn't quite catch your name. I'm looking over there. I didn't quite catch your name.
Looking at me or looking at?
No. I was looking at the wrong direction. I should be looking at the screen. Right there. I was like, "What am I looking?" I'm looking at my notes so I can get the names right. That's the problem. I'm like looking at the notes. I'm not getting it right.
I see. Okay. And Priya will smile and she'll say, "My name is Priya. Lovely to meet you."
Oh, Priya, beautiful name. I go by Venus.
highness. Lovely to meet you.
Yes, lovely to meet you too. This is a artwork done by a beautiful young woman called Lynette, who owns this gallery with me, actually. We own it together. And I found her quite a few months ago, and I thought her work was, how should I say it, inspiring in the
Hmm.
world that we live in. And I wanted to showcase it to the world. So for the last month, we opened a gallery here in this beautiful town.
And so all of these beautiful tattoo pieces are hers. D
Well, mostly
oh,
hers.
are some of them yours?
No, just various other artists around, but you can tell
I
the
see.
difference. For example, she says, "If I may take your hand,"
Please.
and she takes your hand and she like escorts you. She goes, "This was done by Portillo, just a few years ago. It's a tattoo depicting a man drinking water, which he's done the artwork of the usual blackness. You see, it's like a black stick figure
Hmm.
holding a glass and going like that, which, although it is fairly famous, mostly for the skin of the person that it's placed on, the footballer was never seen again after this tattoo was made. As such, this particularly is a special piece. And as far as the police have been telling me, the last time anyone saw that footballer alive.
Oh my. Well, isn't
I
that
know,
interesting?
but also very lucrative. Sometimes people say that art isn't really art unless art is dead. The footballer may be alive, but by his missing presence, it simply just enhanced what we have before.
Well,
Same thing goes for the painting on the far right. It was the last tattoo done by a much older artist who was not exactly in their prime, but they died on the table making that tattoo. And you see it's a tattoo of like, it's like a generic like star symbol.
Why would
tattoo on the
anyone die over a star tattoo?
I am unsure, but it was the last one they made. Apparently, something went all wrong with their heart and they just had no will to go on.
Oh, isn't that peculiar? And
Tell me about
she
it.
like subtly casts a glance back at Adam to like and quirks her brow. Like, are you hearing this? Like, this is whack. This is off.
It's not all tattoos are born that dead, but some of them who simply have lost what's the phrase I'm looking for? The will, the energy. For example, at the far back of the wall, not too far from where you can see, there is a tattoo. It sort of leans you on forward, and that it's a very odd one where it's a tattoo of someone's chest, but the tattoo essentially is like half done and put forward. The artist stopped halfway through this tattoo because they were having an argument with the person whose body was being tattooed on. But it was the last tattoo that artist did. They lost their job and they lost the parlor afterwards. Apparently, there was a whole big thing going on. They got sued. Nothing else happened. But this is the last half tattoo they made.
Wow.
It's a very fascinating piece. By its incompleteness, it shows exactly the vulnerability and frustration they were feeling while doing that tattoo. It's also one of my favorite pieces, next to everything that, of course, Lynette has done.
I see. And who did this one?
Oh, this was done by, actually, I think they're around. And she points to what looks like grumpier looking, like the camera pans to him, and he's just like a really like bubbled up, grumpy looking like man who's just standing there with his arms scrolled, frowning and staring at tattoos everywhere, like, and he's like got a scrunchy face, like, and he's just staring at things around.
Are you the artist of this piece?
Do you go to him?
Yeah, I'll go to him.
He's like, I guess, whatever. It got me money.
Fair. That's entirely understandable. Was there a reason that you stopped?
He sort of like turns towards you. She's standing next to Venus, and he's like, money wasn't in it. And to be honest, there's no point. Have you seen everything that this girl is doing, this Lynette?
Yes.
She's got like an eye, like color, like style. People like that more. running us out of business.
Well, I mean, I'd hate to say that every artist is unique, and there are wonderful aspects to your art as well. But I
Are
can
you a tattoo
understand.
artist?
No, just an admirer.
Then
But
how'd you know?
well, I know a thing or two about art.
Are you being displayed here?
Pardon?
Are you on display on these walls?
No, but I'm an artist
Then why-
myself.
Then no, you don't know what's going on. If you're not even famous enough to go on the walls, how can you tell me what's happening? What's the last
right.
artistic thing you did?
A commercial, actually.
Man found burned alive.
You're like,
Oh,
he is not. Like, he is clearly in grump zone.
out of character. It's like, why are you here, dude? But anyways, she's just like, you know, like,
no, same team, bro, same team. Okay,
I'm just like, she's just like in character. She's like, nope, gotta keep my cool. Gotta be presentable.
Can I step in?
Go on, Adam. Step
Please,
in.
please.
Venus is like, oh,
Excuse me, Miss Priya.
Yes.
oh.
I understand that you're looking for a new part. Would you like to talk about it?
I am. I would love to talk about it. Please, excuse me.
I help her out of this
This
exchange.
awkward, embarrassing situation. The grumpy man's like, wait, I think that's Adam. As I points at you as you walk away, because he actually does listen to your podcast. And you seem like sort of scroll and look a little bit jealous as you're walking away. And Venus is like, I did try to warn you, my dear. But more importantly, she says, Venus literally moves you out of the way to check out Adam. But more importantly, kicks you out of the way. It's like, hello.
The disrespect.
The
So
shade of it all.
I try to lead her away from that conversation so we can kind of catch up.
Oh, are you trying to get away from Venus as well?
I think so. If Priya lets me.
Yeah.
Venus is like, I just got me one of the hottest writers in the city. I ain't letting it go. And she's very much like, why, hello. It's a pleasure to actually officially meet you. Please do stay a while. If you're in a hurry to leave, I wouldn't want to put things down. But I have seen and listened to your show. It's riveting stuff. The way you go after companies is absolutely fascinating. I would love to have dinner sometime if you would be up for it. We could discuss about your work. Please,
I would love to know who's buying your art.
Oh, it's being bought mostly around people from around the neighborhood. I haven't really got many international ones, but I believe the artist is more interested in having a display than they are of having it sent out. We'll see it go around, but we can discuss this over dinner sometime if you are free.
I can definitely be available.
How about tomorrow night? The audience can't see this, but I'm staring lovingly into the camera.
Tomorrow night?
Priya is giving side eye to Adam.
Tomorrow night's doable.
Tomorrow night is doable. Here, have my card. Call me. I'll have a car pick you up.
Classy.
8 p.m. Don't be late.
I won't.
And she goes, Miss Priya, I will see you later. Adam.
We will speak.
The audience didn't see it, but I raised my eyebrows and winked dramatically. And
there was some fire there.
And Venus just like takes her glass and she walks off. Goodbye.
And Adam coolly walks away.
Yeah.
With his
just a
hand
heads up. Venus, when she's walking away, just so you can see it, she makes sure she shakes that butt with every step. She wants to be very much like, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you walk away as she moves away.
Right.
Priya will turn to Adam and she'll say, well, aren't you fancy?
Sometimes I attract the right attention, sometimes I attract the wrong attention.
I think we've both been there.
Did she tell you, I was trying to listen in. Did she mention where her latest artist was?
Out of character, I sincerely don't remember if I got that information.
You did not ask.
I did not. So Priya says, no, I didn't think to ask that, but, a lot of the artwork on these walls are people's last pieces.
I heard.
I mean,
Now,
I'm pretty
were-
sure if you
were they-
ask
were they-
her,
But
she
it
won't
sounded
mind.
like they were the last pieces of the recipient, not necessarily the last pieces of the artist.
I mean, yeah,
Actually,
considering
it's a
the
bit of
artist is
both.
grumpy. Oh, is it?
Yeah, but whatever it was someone's last piece each time. Either the artist or the art or the person. It was always someone's last.
Got it.
Yeah, one of the tattoo artists had like a heart attack during
Gotcha.
one of
But
them.
there's multiple pieces of Lynette's art.
There are multiple pieces of Lynette's art.
So it's clear she's dreaming. You
Yeah.
notice most of the art here is black and white, and hers is extremely colorful. And I say in a very deadpan tone, we dreamers, we see in color.
I think that is a great point for us to take our 10-minute break. Hi, everyone who's watching right now, and those of you who are listening at home, we're taking a quick 10-minute break. Priya, put the timer up, and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
Be right back.
And we're back. We go on with, who's that dreamer? It's Claire Fairy! Whatever. But more importantly, we're back in. So, we cut back and want to cut straight to where you want to be, Rose and Joe. Where do you two want to be in this scene when we cut back to you? You could still be in the house. You could be outside. You could be anywhere else. It's up to you.
Yeah, so it cuts back, like there's the scene where the guitar comes down, the arm breaks, and there's that moment of and then the guitar comes down a second time and knocks the person out. And then there's the camera pans down to Samuel and then up to Holly and Jacob just going, oh shit. And then it cuts to everything in the art gallery, and then it cuts back, and the guitar is across the room. Holly is in her hoodie again and is setting Samuel's arm. He is still unconscious. She is trying to work out a splint, and is just like, you know how some people would like whisper a catechism? It is just a flurry of swears. Just under her breath. God damn, go. And of her just over and over as she is patching up this poor child.
He is down there. If you'd like him to be conscious, he can be. But if you want to stay unconscious,
try and fix what she did first and then wake him up.
I think that's fair. But also, it'll be funny if he wakes up halfway through.
Yep. Sure would.
Well, guess what's happening? So we cut to the two of you, and he's like on the ground, and I think you propped him up so his arm is out so you can take a look at it. And he slowly opens his eyes, and he looks at you, and he looks down at his arm, and he looks up at you, and he looks down at his arm, and he tries to move it, and he sort of holds still.
And just
he looks
don't do
up
that.
at Jacob. Why did you break my arm?
Why do you have a gun?
Why would I not? I heard
You're
someone
a
coming
kid.
in. My sister is missing. I'm 17.
Son of a... You're still a fetus.
Well, maybe you shouldn't break into the house you told me to stay at.
If this is okay with Rose, Jacob is going to put a hand on Rose's shoulder, not in a condescending way, but kind of like, let's take a breath.
Yeah, she's gonna like finish wrapping a thing of bandages around the splint, and then just like as soon as it's like tucked in nice and pretty, just stand back and away and start to just pace the room.
What's your sister's name?
Lynette Smith.
How long has she been missing?
She's been missing 3 days. I got a letter from her after 3 days that I was supposed to open if she's not spoken to me in 3 days.
Okay. So you are who you say you are.
Oh, when Jacob says that, like, there's this moment where Holly like looks at him, and there's that moment of, oh, it could have been not a child, and then she goes, no, it was a child. It's just goes back to pacing.
Oh. He's like, if you wanted to come in, you could have just knocked on the door.
No one knocks on fucking doors, just pacing more back and forth.
I didn't realize you were coming. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm okay.
No, Holly like takes a moment, deep breath, going to like take the sleeve of her hoodie and put it over her fingers and grab the guitar and put it back in the case and very gingerly close it again. And like when she latches it, oh, sorry, go ahead.
As you put the guitar back in, you can feel a little bit of glee coming from it.
Yep.
As you put it back in and feel it.
Yeah, she can feel the electricity and just closes it and just very ritualistically clicks the latches. And Stands up straight, shoulders back, head up, deep breath. Turns around, goes back, kneels down next to Samuel and goes, sorry. I saw the gun and reacted on instinct. That's not your fault. That is mine, and I'm sorry.
Okay. It's not going to fix my arm, though.
She like points to the splint and goes, do you know how much it would cost to do that at the hospital?
Probably less than it costs you to break it.
She just kind of sighs and goes, I've said it as good as any doctor will, but if something goes wrong, you call me and I'll cover the expenses. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I have money.
No, it's not
I can-
okay.
I have
Yeah,
my sister.
hey, she like
I
grabs
have...
him by the shoulder.
Ow!
I fucked up and I'm sorry. No, the not injured shoulder.
Not
Not injured shoulder.
That was his, he was flinching from you.
And she just goes, I fucked up and I'm sorry.
Why don't you see if you can convince him with your words of that role? Because this role will be important for later.
Yeah. I think, can I tag like my advanced medical training and stuff like
I'd say
that?
I'll let your advanced medical training kick in.
Okay. Yeah, that. And then I also have triage and under pressure.
I don't think those count
Okay.
because you're not under pressure to apologize and you're not doing a triage, but you have used your medical training to patch his arm up. Would you like to tag maybe bloodlust for your weakness?
Just break the other arm while I'm at it.
XP! I think harm's way would make sense in this scene for a tag.
Yeah.
If you wanted to use that weakness tag on yourself.
Yeah.
Because it will flavor you putting him in harm's way for your role and you're apologizing for it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll
but you don't
that and hope
have
for
to.
the best.
You don't have to do it. All weakness tags are optional.
Go big or go home.
Hey, let's
go
do
horribly
it!
wrong or don't roll at all.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll to convince. And that is a 7.
Okay. He looks at you and he takes his like good hand and he puts it on your hand and he goes. He takes a deep breath. And when he breathes, his voice sounds a little different. Not by much, but a little. And he goes, swear to me that you will find her safe and sound.
Oh, this absolutely can't go wrong. Yes. I swear
Please
to
give yourself the tracking card. Give yourself the tag called Vow at 4.
Ooh, okay.
You don't know what it is, but when he put his hand on you and he spoke from his pain, there was something really connected to it, something linked up, and you felt it. You felt it in his words. And now you feel something weighing on your heart about finding her safe and sound.
Yeah. Is there a way to change the name of a tracking card? Or do I put it in tag?
I put it in tag.
Okay. Okay.
He looks at it and goes, all right, if you need help with anything, if you need money or something, I'm rich. And before the bit where I was looking at you being worried, it's just gone. Like he absolutely trusts your word for what you said. And he's like, whatever you need, I'll provide.
Like there's this moment where she's like thinking to herself, absolution. And just kind of looks back at the room and kind of reminds herself of why she's there. And kind of turns to Jacob and goes, we noticed there's a pattern to what's on the walls. We think this is Morse code. And she just points to the white and black pattern.
And he's like, what? Where?
And she's gonna like look at him, look at it, and kind of point at it and go, do you see that?
And he looks up at the wall and goes, oh, you're right. It's the numbered Morse code. And he starts to read it out loud. And he reads it out loud, and it sounds like a postal address.
That is his notebook. To the listening audience, there is an invisible notebook that Joe is writing in. It is an actual notebook, but because of our background, it turns invisible. It's quite handy.
And he puts it down for that. He goes, I didn't notice that being there. Huh. She must have put it in afterwards. I didn't even look. She's changed the pictures around, maybe when she was last here.
Are there any other places your sister frequented? Restaurants, clubs?
I don't know. Like
Boyfriends?
should be
Girlfriends?
he's like it's not her type. She liked tattoos because it meant that she didn't have to talk to people. I'm the only person she ever speaks to.
What about Venus?
I
don't know who that is. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We're crossing that out. I do not know that name.
Yeah. But he does go, the only person she speaks to was her manager. When she started opening her gallery.
And who is that?
Dr. Venus.
Doctor?
She's next door.
What kind of doctor?
I don't know. That's what we call her.
Like, definitely making eyes at Jacob like, doctor? What's a doctor doing with an art gallery?
Is that an honorary title, or does it come with a degree?
Don't all artists have an art doctor in their name?
If they can afford to go to school, I suppose.
She's rich enough to afford to go to school.
Fair enough.
She even I've seen her sometimes pay in gold coins.
Wait, do you have one of those?
She's like, give me a hand.
Yeah, and just like gingerly eases him up.
Yeah, and he goes to the back of the cash register and she pulls out one, and he's like, she said I should keep this for safekeeping. And she hands you a very fresh looking, very nice looking gold coin.
What's on it?
The symbols you look one way and it's a different set of symbols. You look the other way and it's a different set of symbols. You look the other way, like the symbols on them change every time you flip them. But they do have there's a thing that does get you, which is a very strange earthy smell that you pick up from them, of like olives and orchards and grapes and areas like earthy fertility, growth. You get that really strange smell. It's the same smell you got last time, Jacob, from the paper. Come back to you two after I deal with the others. All right, Mo, Leona, Priya, Adam, what's up? You're separated.
So I obviously Venus has the most to gain from Lynette's disappearance.
Easily. All her artwork would sell for fortunes if she's gone.
But the grouchy one, he too is motivated.
That is also true, but he only has one piece of artwork.
Until the other artists are gone.
That is also entirely true.
You all right?
Me?
I know you like the spotlight, but it's a lot right now.
Oh, that's all right. Not everyone's going to like me. It's fine. I can handle it. I'm used to rejection. It happens. You do enough auditions, you get used to it. No big deal.
But you're wonderful and powerful.
Thank you.
And yeah.
I'm considering, what's her name? Violet, Viridian, Velvet?
Venus,
right. You're welcome, Lloyd. Are you okay?
You literally put that in as not a thing you want to happen and you're doing it. Stop it.
I'm sorry. she's being a little bit of a sad spot. I'm sorry. Venus seems to be fond of you. We could always approach her again, and you could ask her some questions.
I will.
Okay. I'll let you take the lead this time.
I also have her card and her name, and I will do extensive research on her before we meet.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sure you will.
So romantic.
Research. Gotta get that research booty on.
Somebody's financing this art gallery, and they're not even trying to sell the art for a big profit.
So you think it's not just Venus? There's somebody else.
Follow the money, I say.
That's a good call. Is there anything else we can glean from here for now, for tonight? I'm not sure.
I think you've basically met the NPC that you were meant to meet in the scene, so you can wrap the scene up. That I can tell you for free, because I don't want you to be like, okay, we're gonna investigate forever. Like, don't bother. You've met, you've done and seen the things you need to see so far.
Got it.
Lloyd, we would like a vivid description of every single tattoo in the building.
Okay, so the first one is of your face.
Jacob does have one thing he'd like to do back in the
Go
shop,
on.
unless there's other.
I
moments we
think
wanna do.
we're going to try to join you at the shop.
Yeah.
So do
Alright,
we
that
have
sounds
cell
good.
phones or whatever?
You do
There
not
are
have
no cell phones. That's a hard rule
because
about
this
the
is
setting.
the 90s. No cell phone. Yes, 90s tastic. You do have tech enough to call through radios and stuff, but
Okay.
when you get out, you see the shop is open because what's called Samuel would have opened the shop like a normal shop and been like, I opened the door. So you come to the door and you see it's unlocked and you can see everyone else inside. No problem.
Okay. And can
But that
you see
aside-
through the glass in the street? From the street?
Yes, you can see through the glass of the street. But more importantly, Jacob, what were you going to do again?
The tattooing equipment, is that still out somewhere?
Yes, it
Readily.
is.
Okay.
It's all around.
Jacob is going to.
Don't forget
Try
you
to
have
de-
2 more questions to ask.
Yes. This is one of them.
Mhm.
Did Lynette tattoo herself? It was the last tattoo that she did on herself, and
You
Jacob is
look-
going to try to detect that.
You look at the pictures and you look at the angles of how the tattoos were done. You are definitely certain there is no way she did those tattoos herself.
Okay.
Absolutely no way.
Then the last question is, I would like to use Jacob's abilities to get as much information as he can about who the last person was, because there should be some residual blood or something left on the needle despite cleaning efforts that Jacob's scent should be able to pick up.
So you are definitely certain she did not tattoo herself. So you go up
Yes.
to the couch and you take a sniff of the area, you smell around, you look at patients, and you pick up one scent. And you grab it and you're pretty certain that is her scent.
Okay.
And you move to the table and you go and see, maybe you can pick up the scent of the person she tattooed herself, but then you pause. The scent of the tattoo of the last person is actually her. She's the last person that was tattooed.
But she didn't administer it to herself. Okay. Thank you.
Is there anything interesting about the ink?
Would you like to go find out?
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to get a feel for how investigative Holly is.
I mean, I think paint is something that you are very good at. given who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, I
So-
think, yeah, she's gonna kind of start going through and just like comparing like what kind of ink she has, what colors she has, like
You
where
look
is she
around.
getting these?
And a lot of these colors are strange and weird and vibrant and over the top. And you've never seen colors look like this before. You keep
I
going
have.
through and you sort of pause. Not this last one. Because you go through and there's one more color at the very end of the color spectrum. You're like, huh, I ain't never seen that before. And you reach your hand to grab it. Can you please roll to face danger?
Of course.
Your role has to include things that basically still your mind from being influenced by emotion.
I've had worse, maybe.
I'll give you that.
Watch each other's back.
I'll give you that.
Together we're unstoppable.
No, we're not giving that.
Yeah, fair. Shatter everything.
I'll give you that.
No.
Okay.
Okay, face danger, right?
All right, yeah, do it.
Okay. That's a 12.
Oh, you're fine. All right. You reach out and you grab that color and images flash into your mind. You feel it. You know when the camera zooms in on someone, but only zooms in the background and not the foreground?
Yeah.
So you see them, but that's what you get what comes on. You touch it and your hair blows back. You feel something energize you. You feel this power run through you. This sort of, it's like a muse on its own, just flowing through your body. You feel something magical. You want to touch things. You want to make things. You want to build something. You feel like you could write a whole song right now.
How does that feel when it pushes up against my mythos?
Are
they compatible or are they antagonistic?
For a second, it goes bam, and then it goes whoop. And for those who didn't see, it was my fist being slapped up. Never mind. It goes bam, like it hits a wall, and then the wall melts around it, and then takes it in, and you feel it pumping it up. Like right now, what's it called? Don't Even Care About Reputation is playing in your head. Like, just banging right now, really loudly. You're seeing songs that you've tried to write forever, just going over it. You've never felt so inspired just grabbing it. But of course, you are the king of punk. This is nothing to you. You just put it right back.
Yeah, it like Holly sets it down and then just starts shaking her hand. It's like, don't touch that.
Spicy, tingly.
Like she's gonna like look for like, are there like tweezers or like tongs or something to like pick that up and put it in something safer. Just like, all right, we need to not leave this here.
Like, whoa!
Yeah. What have you got?
Like she kind of like looks at Samuel and kind of goes like, shakes her head a little bit and like puts it in a bag because she's not sure how much to let him in on. He's already a bit more wrapped up in dreaming than he should be. And basically her kind of thought process is the more he knows, the more he's in danger. If he is just the mundane brother of a dreamer, he's in less danger than someone who knows about what's going on. And she's just gonna, let's see, I think she's gonna put it in like a film canister.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Close it. And she like goes to put it in her pocket and she goes, Jacob, can you hold on to this?
Yeah, sure.
Thank
you.
Are
you okay?
I'm not sure.
It's been quite a night for you.
She like looks at him and goes, it's been worse for other people.
Whole move of the hand is like,
She's like, yeah, don't feel bad for me. No, I fucked up. I'm not the person who's hurt.
Jacob looks over at Samuel and then he looks back at you and, yeah, that's what I mean.
We'll talk about it. And if is there anything else we kind of wanted to talk to Samuel about, or did we want to kind of like, I think Holly's gonna like help Samuel get up and kind of get situated, or like go to his room, or like just help him get comfortable. Like offer, like as she's kind of like helping him up, she's like, have you eaten tonight? Like I can stop over. There's a taco place I know. I can get you some food, or like I'm not supposed to do this, but I can get you something for the pain.
I'll be fine. Just if it's all the same, if you could just go.
Yeah. Well,
And
we'll
also
leave.
maybe pay for the broken handle door.
That's on me.
She
I'll take care of that.
yeah, she reaches for her wallet, and then when Jacob says something, she just leaves it.
All right, I'll be fine. I'll go on. I'll get a cast. I'll be good. I've got
Samuel,
insurance,
where
it's
will you
fine.
be staying in case we need to reach you?
He points like across the road, and he's like, apartment 2B.
We'll do everything we can.
As
He looks
goes,
at he looks directly at what's called Holly and goes, I know you will.
she kind of gives him a weird look and goes, and like as he's leaving, she goes, did Lynette live with you, or does she live somewhere else?
She lives with me.
Okay.
We live together.
Okay. I'll not bother you in your home tonight, but if you think of anything that we should have, or
Call you?
yeah.
All right.
And she scribbles out a phone number, and then she hands it to him, and she'll actually like slip like $100 bill in with it, because she knows that like getting a cast isn't going to be cheap. And then just kind of awkwardly walks away.
Oh.
Well, Priya's like,
And
I was
steps
pretty.
outside, immediately lighting up a cigarette. Just like if she could look not ridiculous holding two, she would be.
All right. We'll leave the scene out there. We have all of you now outside. What would you like to do? Talk to each other, all that jazz? You're outside. The rain is still pouring, and it's still quite misty.
I have an umbrella over Priya's head.
Thank you. I'm so loved.
Jacob offers to hold up his coat as a cover for Holly, if Holly wants.
Don't you fucking dare.
Of course. That's what I wanted. Perfect.
Not
That's
today,
what
bitch.
No, she is sitting there, arms crossed, like shoulders hunched, just puffing away, and just kind of looks up at Jacob and goes, I fucked up really bad there.
It happens.
It shouldn't.
It could have been a lot worse, but it wasn't.
Could have been dead. I hit him in the head. I know how easy it is to kill someone that way. Patched up enough people.
You didn't mean to. And you did the right thing, and you fixed what you could.
Oh, and like as you two are like walking up,
Yeah.
you're catching the tail end of that.
Wow. Rough time at the tattoo parlor.
I don't want to get into it.
All right. We met some interesting people. Let's go back to the diner.
Yeah, let's.
The diner is open all night, and people are still coming in and out. The night shift, people who work on the far darker moments pop themselves in. So we have like the people, after party people in the corners trying to enjoy some good old cherry pie, and some other people just like coming through back and forth, talking amongst each other. The waitresses are always the same, and they never change. In fact, it's one of the most definite certainty. Sometimes you're not quite sure if they take breaks on that, but they're always there and they're always welcome. We cut to the four of you sitting on each other with your respective drinks of coffee, ice cream, tea, and I don't know, steak because someone is hungry or whatever, and you're back at the table talking to yourselves.
Holly's gonna slide the address, or be like, Jacob, you've got that address, right?
Of course. There seemed to be an embedded message in some of Holly's artwork in Morse code pointing to this address.
You guys see me. I have a new manila folder, a new folder insert, labeled Lynette Smith, comma Lynette, and I have photos of the studio. I have a little pic of Venus, of Dr. Venus. You tell me she's a doctor, and
A
I have
doctor
question
of
marks
what?
around that.
That's what Priya wants to know. She's like, what?
And on our way out, we got the name of the person who drew the grouchy goat dude from his piece of art that was on the wall. Lloyd, you can't hear you.
It would help if Lloyd did not constantly forget to not
okay.
mute his microphone. His name is Boris Jinx. Boris
Jinx.
Yes.
Spelled as it sounds.
Spelled as it sounds.
And
4 X's, right?
Yeps.
Essentially, I'm building a case and taking down notes from what everybody says.
Yeah.
Holly's gonna
Jacob
pass over.
slides.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Jacob slides his notebook over just directly to Adam. He trusts Adam
Like,
implicitly.
Here you go.
There's this lovely moment of synchronicity where you're sliding over the notebook and I'm sliding over the photo of the last tattoo, the twin snakes eating each other.
Ooh.
Did we see the twin snakes at the gallery?
No, you didn't see the twin snakes in the gallery.
Priya will point that out, and she'll be like, "Oh, that wasn't there." It does seem like there were a lot of photos at the gallery that were either the tattoo artist's last piece or the person getting tattooed's last piece.
Well, that's not great.
It's not.
If I have like and obviously I don't know, like this might be a little bit weird, but it almost feels like, and I know maybe this isn't a good theory, but I'm just gonna say it anyways. It feels like Lynette is feeding off of other people's artwork, like taking their ideas and dreams and making them hers. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know if the Dream Eater can do that, but that's just something that's been bubbling around in my head.
Well, looking at Lynette's studio, like the actual place where she was tattooing, it seemed like the work there was all her own. It was evolving, it was changing as she learned how to dream, it looks like. But
Yeah.
I didn't see her stealing influence. It sounds like the person who might be stealing influence or making the most out of people disappearing is Venus. Some sort of fly trap.
The last person tattooed at that shop was Lynette.
And Holly points at the picture, except she wasn't the one who made the tattoo. She was the subject.
Well, does Lynette have an apprentice?
I didn't hear of one. I didn't ask. I should have.
It didn't seem that Lynette had a large circle. I think only the brother and the manager were the only people in her life.
Also,
beyond
you're
her
pretty
clients.
certain if there was an assistant, Samuel would have said something when you asked about people in her life. He
Right.
only
I
said
would have
Lynette.
smelled them.
That makes sense.
And also, you'd have smelled them.
You guys
Also,
bring up the address?
yeah, we've already shared that. And then also there was a coin that wasn't normal.
Where'd the coin come from?
Venus, I think. She gave it to Lynette. Is that right? And then Lynette to Samuel?
To Samuel. She gave it to Samuel as like a
Or did it
tip.
originate from Lynette?
No, it gave it to Samuel directly.
Okay.
Venus
I
gave
take-
it to
I take a shading of the coin and I pass it over to Jacob.
I don't think I let Samuel keep the coin because he was told to keep it as a safety measure.
Mhm.
And I didn't want to take that from him.
Gotcha.
The coin is a safety measure?
It sounded like she gave it to him to keep him safe.
And Priya kind of turns a little and nudges Adam in the side and goes, So, do you really want to go on a date with her tomorrow night? She might make you disappear.
She wouldn't be the first to try.
I think you should go. Maybe I'm just biased, but I think it would be fascinating to see what happens if you go on a date with her, because all of the information seems to be pointing at her.
She has access.
Her and Jinx.
Not even so much Jinx, though. I feel like there's more evidence tying Venus, but I could see how it could be.
I
Jinx.
agree. So I have a date with Venus.
Interesting.
Yeah, Venus was all over him.
Well done.
More importantly,
Interesting.
what would you all like to do for the rest of the night? Because we're getting close to the end, and I want to make sure I leave
There's-
with enough of a clue.
One last order of business. Joe. Or, sorry, Jacob.
Jacob reaches into his pocket, produces the film canister.
Do we want to open it?
Wait, what's this now?
Open it.
I mean,
Don't
could you warn a
touch.
girl before you open it?
I can't describe it.
Okay.
You
Alright.
just need to see.
All right. Do you open the gas canister?
Or the film canister.
Sorry, the film canister. Okay.
Gas
Oh God!
Also, the
Not
gas
in, the,
Get a moment.
not in the diner.
Telegraphing.
Can we get the Pulp Fiction briefcase?
I'm gonna do a little bit more than that because
Okay.
I think this is great. You reach up and you grab it and you pop it open. Once you pop it open and it opens up, for a second the glass is just there and it's perfectly fine. And then from it, rising up, its color, actual color, comes flying up and it wraps around all four of you. All of you look around and the color is flying through where you are, giving you this weird, beautiful look of everything, just like swollen and spinning around the four of you. It's almost like you're floating through it. As the color keeps going, it changes the environment around you. It switches around. It becomes, instead of the diner that you're in, this table, this wooden table in this beautiful like orchard with all this earth all around and this glass and the scene and everything else all about. And you're sitting, as you do, in an actual like orchard with rows around, and all four of you are there. You're looking at each other for a second, but everything is slowed down to an absolute standstill. And as you do, the four of you can hear humming, and you turn your heads, and a woman is walking up towards you. She's holding a basket, and she's picking food from the grapes, and she's putting it around, and she grabbed a few fruits from the top, and she's humming what's called Don't Give a Damn About My Reputation as she's doing this. And as she's walking on up, the camera pans to her back where we can see the makings of a tattoo that looks like that. And as she comes up to you, we see for the first time the actress playing Lynette, and she looks at you all, looks shocked, and drops her bag. And that's going to end today's session, everybody. Thank you much for playing. That is part 1 of In Living Color, and we'll be moving on to part 2 after this. My name is Lloyd. Thank you very much for playing. I have to remember I have a whole bunch of stuff to read that I almost forgot, and I'm just gonna go click the link to find it. I am a professional. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Would anyone else like to sign themselves up before I do the last bit? Starting with Jacob.
Okay. Hi, I have been Joe playing Jacob, who was the big bad wolf and investigator. You can find me at joekou.card.co. That's CARRD.co, and you'll find links to whatever I'm doing at the moment. Little bit busy. I'm working and going back to school at the moment. So this is my only social and fun time. Thank you all for being here with me and playing this game. This has been fantastic, and I can't wait to see you all in a week.
Priya.
Oh, that's me. Hello, my name is Leona. You can find me on Twitter or on Card at the Leona Maple. If it's card, it's with the .card.co. Both of those places are the best place to find me, follow me, keep up with what on earth that it is that I am doing. I am your friendly neighborhood DEI person, and also do strange things like streams occasionally, and sometimes even the tech and production behind it, because I love doing all of the things. And this has been so much fun. So please come back next week, so that we can keep this a mystery unfolding, because oh my god, yes, give me more.
Adam?
Hey, playing Adam. I'm Mo Poplar. You can see me and some of my work at ashyfeet.com. Lots of stuff happening in the new year with me. Kids podcasts, adults podcasts, and a couple more games. Happy to be here. Looking forward to life in living color.
And finally, Holly.
Hi, I'm Rose. You can find me at roserpgs.carrd.co. And you can also find me on the Happy Jacks Discord. Stop by and say hi.
Shout out to chat mods for your amazing work. Thank you for our amazing patrons who once again keep us ad-free and independent. It's because of you that we are able to play games we enjoy without worrying about publishing companies or publishing companies or system popularity. Play whatever we want. You can join the heroic ranks at happyjacks.org/Patreon. Join us next week Friday for our next session. If you want to catch up on past episodes, of which there are none, but there will be some soon, visit happyjacks.org/heaven on high. And if you want to find all of the other APs in the Happy Jacks network, just visit happyjacks.org. My name is Lloyd. Thank you very much for watching and listening and everything else. And we'll see you all on the other side.
Bye.
Bye.